Let's see if I went live. Da da dee 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 da 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 da. Come on over here, you. And we're live. I think so. Hang on, this thing's goofing. There we go. I think we're live. Yep. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. We got some more coding to do today. So one interesting thing that I've been, or that I've got is a lab on the brute force equation solver, which means that I just input. Okay, well you'll see. Let's make the project first. So empty project. Next, we're gonna name it brute force lab. Nothing crazy. I'm gonna put it into my homework folder though. Tipped up. Where's my school folder? There it is. And right here. It's good. Okay, create. So let me get a source file in and I'll show you what the instructions are. New item. A CPP folder. Awesome. Alright. Hey, Shadow King. Hey, B. What's going on, guys? Welcome in. I'm just doing some work right now for the stream. Nothing really fancy. Just no. I think I'll maybe play some games today, but I have to finish this work first. So I'm getting to that. Let's see. Flip flop. Okay, so here's the instructions for the program I'm gonna write today. It's a matrix solver, but they want us to use brute force equations instead of the actual matrix equations. Right, so basically this matrix equation is super simple. This is like an example matrix of what to of how to solve it. Pretty much what we would end up doing is like we take this top part of the matrix and divide it by 8. We'd get decimals here for sure, but what we want is a 1 here. Now what happens is with this 1, we can turn this into a 0, and the rest of these numbers would be changed based on these values. So solving a matrix is actually fairly straightforward, so long as you know the algorithm. And even this makes a note to say that like, oh, like there's techniques to solve the linear equations or whatever. And I know those because I'm actually in the class right now. So I actually want to try to write those equations here in my code instead of using brute force. So basically what brute force is I will pretty much iterate like, so for this equation right here, I would basically just plug in like -10 all the way up to +10 in for x and -10 to +10 for y, and see if any of those combinations makes a solution that is 38. And if it happens to do that, I will print the solution. And that's what brute force is. You're basically just guessing and like getting the computer to do guess and check for you like a bunch. Brute force is really good for computers because computers are like super good at just iterating like a million times over and over and over again without complaining. Oh no, so like I definitely like, you say you would screw stuff up. I screw stuff up all the time. Like every other code that I write is like screwed to hell. So it just it takes patience to rewrite it and like find your errors and stuff. It's called debugging. Okay, so for this though, since I don't want to do brute force and I don't want to do the lab correctly, I will do it incorrectly and follow my beat of my own drum, or whatever the saying is. We're actually going to do the equations for ourselves. So basically in the algorithm, the first thing to do is to get this matrix into something that's called echelon form. So echelon form means that on every row you have a leading value, and that leading value should be 1. And then on the next row down below it, the leading value should be to the right of the top row. So basically, like, if we were a leading value is something like this, it's like of this form. Let me just come over here to the right. So if we had this matrix and we got it into echelon form, it would look something like this, where 1 is the leading value, and then the stars are like the other values, whatever they happen to be. And then you get 0, and then 2 more leading, or you get another 1 here. And then this last column are the answers. So it'd be like x is equal to blank, y is equal to blank. And that's echelon form. Hey, Mr. Norride, what's going on, man? More coding homework today. More work to do. I'm currently playing Among Us online, trying to get used to it so that I actually know what I'm doing when we play next time. I think I understand the game now. Yeah, it's surprisingly simple, but when you first get into it, you don't know what you're doing. And you can get, like, you know, murdered real quick, or you can get your fellow murderer murdered also real quick. Okay, so my goal, I think what I want to do is put each row into an array of its own and then do like matrix operations based on that. Or maybe since I know that I'm working with a 2x3 matrix, I will... the thing is I don't know how the problem's gonna like present matrices to me. So if it's like they present a larger matrix and like my code's not prepared for that, I'm gonna just fail the lab. It is very fun. I love Among Us. It's awesome. I haven't watched any PewDiePie or Jacksepticeye play it yet. I probably should, but you know, I get busy. All right, let's see. So array number 1, we're gonna call it. It's going to be a double. It's going to be a double array because it's going to end up with, there's definitely going to be fractions involved. So we're going to say double array row 1, and we're going to say it's going to have 3 values. Wait. 2. No, 3 values. Yes, 3 values. 2 years ago when I played Among Us all the time with my friends, didn't know what to do, so we tried to lie if we were imposter and would kill each other kill each other other times. Others sometimes. Kill each other sometimes. Sorry, I read that wrong. Yeah, it's so crazy that that game is so old. It's really surprising because like I don't know, like I don't understand why it didn't get popular sooner, you know? There we go. Now I need to how do I input? If the example input is blank, blank, blank. Yeah, okay, so we'll do while use this brute force approach. Okay. Maybe I should do structs. So technically right now I'm on a chapter that introduces structs, which are basically like custom variable types that have like multiple variables built inside of them. Maybe I should do structs. Structs. Probably. Struct row 1. And we're gonna say x, double x double y and double result. Maybe like that. Okay, so now we got rows. Let's see if this will help us out. So I know for sure that we can do a row variable now and name it row 1, right? And row 2. Maybe I should do like R1 and then R2. Hey, Mr. No-Ride, since you're in here really quick, could you tell me if the audio's okay? It seems a little loud to me, but I just want to see, what do you think? Maybe my voice is... I'm going to turn it down just a tiny bit. I'm hoping that'll be better. I need it. I wish I could iterate. Maybe I'll just do, you know, just standard stuff. We'll do C in, wrong direction. R1 dot x. We'll see in R1 dot y. Hey B, will the same developers that made Henry Stickmin made Among Us maybe a game populated because of that? Well, I thought it was because like just some streamer somewhere picked it up and it got really popular, because I really honestly don't know how it got popular. I know that Henry Stickmin, like, there have been a lot of memes of that recently, so maybe people were looking it up and then found the game through that. You might be onto something. R1 dot result. Now R2 dot x. Hi Ethan, more coding today. I gotta get through this work. R2 dot y, and then R2 dot result. So that will fill up my 2 struct variables with all the stuff that I need. So R1 is a variable by itself. It doesn't really behave like a matrix yet though. Like all the variables are just, you know, like free floating. They're not related. I couldn't do like, kind of sus, Mr. No, right? I couldn't do like any matrix like work on them. I couldn't do like my addition or multiplication or anything like that, so I'd have to do it all manually. So what would I do? Okay, so basically now with R1, now that I have R1, whatever its value happens to be, oh, I'd have to check its value. So dang, this is harder than I thought. So these elegant mathematical techniques, there's so many variations. Let me think. So let's start with R1 and think of all of the like outcomes that could happen. So let's say R1 of x equals 0. That means that this is not a leading value and that we would have to check R2 of x to see if it is positive or whatever. It could even be negative. It just has to not be it has to be non-zero. So if R1 dot x, I hate being the imposter. I love being the imposter. I think it's so much fun. If it happens to be 0, then we need to run some checks for the other value of x. So if R2, maybe another if statement, if R2 dot x also equals 0, then we'll just break. We'll just break out of this. And that should be enough. Break. Flip flop. Now, next. Now, if you happen to be R1, oh, I'm gonna need temporary struct. Dang. How about we make a temporary struct? This is gonna take a significant amount more time to do than the brute force equation, I'm realizing, because there's so many like variations or like things that could happen. So now, just to reiterate, if R1 equals 0, and then we decide that the other one equals 0, we'll break out of these if statements, right? Nice. Now, if R1 happens to equal 0, and then R2 of x doesn't equal 0, we need to move on to swap everything. So basically in linear algebra, if your leading value of your first row is 0, but you have another leading value down below that's a positive or a negative number, it's a non-zero integer, you swap the 2 rows. So your row 2 would become row 1. And that's what I'm going to do. But that's why I needed the temp. The temp value is important here. I'm playing a new game. What game are you playing, Ethan? I've always wanted to be the imposter, but as soon as I get imposter, I just run around like a crazy chicken, not knowing if I should kill somebody or not. If there's a lot of people in a group, sabotage the lights and kill one of them. Since you can see as the imposter, go through a group of most people. One strategy that I really like is if people are grouped up, you can like get into that group and then murder somebody right in that group. And what happens is if you're close enough, you won't teleport or anything. The person will just die. And then you can be like, well, there's a bunch of people here who did it. And like, nobody can tell that like you were the murderer or that anybody, like you didn't kill anybody. Group kills are fun. Utilize the vent as much as you can. The vent is awesome for imposters. Okay, so now I need to save all of the values of temp. So we can say temp is equal to R1, okay? And then we say R1 is equal to R2. And then, of course, R2 is equal to temp, which will return 1 into the R2 value. And that should do it. Elsewise, we'll break out of this and move on to looking at R2. Now, I think maybe putting us into echelon form first and then going into reduced echelon form is the correct order. So then after this, I would check the Y values. If R1 of Y equals 0 as well. If RY equals 0 at this point, oh dang. I'm trying to check for inconsistency. So so at this point, if x equals 0 and then also y equals 0 and then the result happens to be an integer of any kind other than 0, then this entire equation is inconsistent. So I would come down here and do another if statement, I guess. So if r dot I don't know where I would check this. This is this is way more complicated than I thought it would be. Maybe I should just go straight to brute force. If this equals 0. Oh, there's another way to check this. Ding dong it. We're gonna have to just see how my algorithms intermingle. If r1 dot x equals 0 and r1 dot y equals 0 and where the hell is the and r1 dot result does not equal 0, then the answer is inconsistency. Count set is inconsistent. There you go. Or no solution. And that would be the answer for this set. Now coincidentally, the same thing applies to the y, or not the y, but the second column. So if this also happens to be true, we're also inconsistent. So we want to check for this as well. Yeah, group kills are the best. I don't know, I have a lot of strategies that I really like.
7:30 p.m.
Oh,
With a current
phone's going off. Sorry about that. Let me think. I have a few strategies that I like. Sometimes, like, whenever I'm playing with the group that I feel like I don't need to murder, I just like to pin them against each other and, like, I'll follow somebody and get them to, like, validate me and be like, yeah, this guy's safe. That's one of my favorite things to do. Another thing that I like to do is go with my fellow imposter and, like, I'll validate him. I'll be like, yeah, I saw this guy doing med bay. He's totally safe. And it'll be the imposter. He'll be my, like, other imposter. And so now that guy's, like, everybody thinks, like, oh, yeah, that guy's totally safe. We don't have to suspect him at all. That's another really good technique. What other techniques are fun? I think, like, I've never really been good at, like, trapping people inside of rooms before. I've always had a hard time with that, but I know that, like, people get really good at that where they'll, like, trap somebody in the room, jump out through the vent, murder him to death, and then jump back in the vent and be totally safe. I'm not fast enough for that. Okay, so these two statements are for sure true. Like, we definitely need these. This is an attempt at doing column or row swaps. I forgot what the name of it is. It's in my linear algebra textbook. But basically, the operation is like swapping just two rows with each other. And then some of the other two operations are like basically you can have like a multiple of any row, and then the other operation is you can add a row to another row, and any multiple of that row can be added or subtracted. One time I was imposter and I accidentally killed red in front of cyan, and cyan forgot what color he saw and got away, and I got away with it. I love when people aren't paying attention. Like, that's the funniest thing, is whenever like somebody gets murdered like in broad daylight in front of a ton of people and nobody knows what happened. They're just like, I have no idea, and then they just start blaming each other. I love when people start blaming each other and like they're not even the imposter. It's fantastic. And then one other thing like that you have to watch out for is if you're the imposter, you have to be careful about trying to save the other imposter. Like if everybody is like going after him and like, oh, I know it's you, you can't be like, well guys, I don't think it's that person, because you're just implicating yourself. You're just making it so that everybody knows that you're the other imposter because you're trying to protect them. And especially if they have in the game rules that like whenever you eject somebody, it tells you if they're an imposter or not. Like, you can't defend yourself. You're like, okay, well, everybody knows I'm the imposter now because I tried to protect that person. He was clearly a bad guy. There's no defending it. Okie doke. Let's see. Boop, boop, boop. Beep, up, up. Okay. I really want to make sure. I really want this to work. Like, really, really bad. I want that to work. I need to make my input really fast. So we're just going to come right here and say 8, 7, 38, 3, -5, -1. This will be the input that I use in the computer whenever I run it in the console. Okay, just to pick up where I left off, these are for sure true. So if R1 happens to be 0, and then R2 of X also happens to be 0, we'll break out and we'll start looking at the next value, which is Y. So let me take this and we'll do Y, the Y version of it. So if R1 of Y happens to be 0 as well, and R2 of Y happens to also be 0, we'll do another row swap. Now another operation that I need to figure out is I'm going into reduced echelon form. So basically what it is the top row, again, its leading value becomes a 1, and then we use that 1 to create zeros all below it, and then we move on to the next thing. That new leading value is a 1, make everything below it 0, and everything above it, because now it's like, you know, in the middle somewhere. Bro, they just voted me crewmate out while I was in an emergency meeting before anyone was killed. Like me. I didn't mean to say me. Wait, what? Did they vote you out? See, that's kind of the frustrating thing, especially when you know you're innocent and you're like trying to like justify everything and be like, I'm innocent, please don't vote me out. They'll just do it anyways. It's awesome. I love it. Let's see, I don't think this will work, but we're gonna leave it for now. And then we're gonna modify the rows themselves. I think I could do else. So else. Okay, so this for sure protects me. So if you happen to be 0, we break out and then we look at the Y's. Is that right? Yeah. I think if this happens, we're also inconsistent because they both can't be 0, right? Unless that bottom row is all zeros, then you're totally fine. So many different like things can happen. so annoying. Let me just keep thinking. Okay, so basically for this example right here, let me write out what's gonna happen. Let's say we have an example that says it's 0, 5, 3, something like that. And 0, oopsie, 0 to 8. Now, in this situation, since the leading 0 is right here, we would turn this into a 1 and cancel this out. That means x2 wouldn't have a variable, and if this happens to be a number of any kind, inconsistency. Great. Awesome. Let me just like go to the right and say like here's what it would do. This is gonna end up taking all night, isn't it? So it would be 1, 0, 1, and 5 divided by 3, or no, 3 divided by 5, like that. And then this would end up being 0, 0, and then like it would be 8 minus whatever it happens to be, right? Yeah. So it'd be 8 minus 2 times 3 is 6, 6 divided by 5. And so this is obviously a non-zero answer, therefore inconsistency. Inconsistent. So no solution in this scenario here. Now, if in any situation this happens to be 0 and then all of these are also 0, we are still technically consistent and we would just have an x2 value. So to do that, I don't have an example, obviously. I can't think of one off the top of my head. Luckily, you can still do tasks. You're supposed to continue doing tasks when you die so that the crewmates have a chance of winning, technically. Remember when y'all voted me out when I didn't have a defense or an attack? I just got killed first every single time. B, we're so sorry. We're so sorry. I couldn't defend you either. We just did it just because, I don't know. You seem innocent, so it's like, it's the innocent person that you never suspect. So in my head, it's like reverse psychology. I was like, nobody's gonna suspect her. It's gotta definitely be her. And then we just kill her and it wasn't her. I feel bad. I'm sorry. We need evidence, boys. We can't just vote people out willy-nilly. We need evidence. We follow the judicial system. You're innocent until proven guilty, right? Jesus. It was really bad. I feel bad. We shouldn't have done that. It's bad. Now. So, I guess this is the situation that I'm trying to explain here, right? So if R1 equals 0, yep. If R2 of x equals 0, then we do a swap. No, then we break and then move on to this. Now, if this doesn't happen to be true, we swap everything and then we move on to do that other stuff. Oh my god. I am not going to be able to do this, am I? I'm not smart enough for this. My math skills are off. I'm determined to do this though. We're gonna figure this out. Now temp. Okay, so that's the swap. If this happens to be true, putting that one on top, fine, great. There is no else. I've covered the else with the if. It was fun though. I think the only time I lived was when you and I were the imposter and I just stayed quiet. Yeah, oh, you're a good imposter partner at least. You're a good imposter. I think you're a decent imposter. I don't know if you killed anybody. I don't remember that round very well. Just the bloodlust, the red rage in my eyes. It erased my memory. I try to forget those times. Man, I've been staring at this code for how long? It's been like at least 5 minutes that I've just been staring at this same line of code. I really need to move on. But like I'm at a loss of how to like continue this because I feel like I'm gonna have to do so many iterations. Okay, let's just write something else. Let's just write one of the operations, right? So let's say that the first row is filled with all, all non-zero values. What we're gonna do is divide the first value by itself, and then all leading values also by that first value. So that means R1 dot x is equal to R1 dot x divided by R1 dot x. This will result in 1 every single time. Now, R1 dot y value will equal R1 dot y value also divided by R1 1 dot x. So this is basically taking the entire row and dividing it by the first leading value. So the first leading value becomes 1. And since I guess like the best way to explain it is since you do a like modification to the first value, it has to be applied to the entire row evenly. So the result also is going to be divided. R1 dot result is also divided by R1 dot x. Close. So you see, each one of these values becomes a new value divided by the R1 dot x. So the best way I can explain this is showing you another example. So let's say that we have 4, 5. Oh, no, let's do something easy. 4, 8, and 12. And then the bottom is like, I don't know, like 7, 9, and 5 or something. Easy. That's a matrix. Now, this row right here, if we do row 1 divided by 4, we're going to end up with a new thing, right? And so, my God, come on, typey boy. So the new row is going to look like 1, 2, 3. That'll be the new row. And then, of course, this row hasn't been modified at all, so it will just look like 7, 9, and 5. Even though I don't understand any of this, it's fun to watch. Yeah, I think there's something to be said. Like, I like watching people, like really great artists paint and stuff. Like, I don't know how they do it, but it's really kind of mesmerizing. I feel like this might have a little bit of the same allure, even though it's just like really technical and like there's so much jargon and like I know that for a fact. I'll look at this maybe like 5 years from now and like the math will just fly over my head. Like, I ain't gonna ever use this stuff again. I really doubt it. So this is my goal here with this line of code. So this is multiple operation, right? Now, the next operation would be, in line with this, would basically be taking, like this first, my goal is to make this, this number 0, so I would take a -7 version, like -7 times this row, and subtract it from this. And make this 0, and these would change to whatever the hell they happen to be. So I'm going to just follow along with this example, and hopefully I'll get somewhere with it. So basically what's going to end up happening is R2 of x will equal R2 of x minus it'll equal minus the inverse. I'm gonna do plus because it's always plus on in the textbook, but inside the parentheses we'll do the negative version of R2 dot x plus No, 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 no. Wait. Yes, yes, yes. No, 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 no. Dang it. It's so simple. It's supposed to be easy. So basically the equation reads -7 R1, which is row 1, plus R2. That's what I'm trying to do, but I'm like, I have to do it for each value individually. So R2 of X is going to be this value minus 7 times this value. Okay. It's going to be this value plus this value times this value. R2 times R1 of dot X. There we go. Ta-da. I think that should do it. And then, of course, we're going to put a negative here. Close. All right. I try to draw anime, but when I look on a video how to do it, the draw the circle and the lines on their head and start erasing, then edit the video. Now it's an anime head. It's confusing. Drawing, it takes practice, just like anything. I mean, you can honestly do, like, with enough time and patience and dedication to something, and you're practicing consistently, like, you can do anything. Like, I genuinely believe that. I mean, obviously there's limitations, but like drawing, it is totally within your grasp to become like a great artist and to become like a good anime artist. Anything you want to do, it just takes time and practice, and you need to be like patient with yourself. Some people get down on themselves so quickly. They'll think like, oh, I can't do it like right away. I'm not amazing at it, or I'm not talented at it because I can't do it on the first day. But that's not true. Rome wasn't built in a day, you know. So like, you just give yourself time and be patient with yourself, and you can accomplish anything for sure. And like, you always got people that are around you to like support you. And the internet is an amazing thing because you can find communities that'll like help you through your journey. So yeah, Shadow King, if you want to be an artist, man, you want to draw, you can definitely do it. Just give yourself some time. Next, R2 dot Y is equal to the initial value, R2 dot Y plus, I don't know if this will work. I'm gonna take this out of here and put it in here. Plus, I'm gonna copy this. And then I'm gonna do Y. So I'm leaving this value because this is technically the R2 dot X value. Ta-da! Now, R2 dot result will equal R2 dot result plus, again, the same thing, but instead we'll be putting result here. Ta-da! Okay. Now this right here is another row manipulation operation. Operator. And this is specific to R1.x. I have such little patience. When I start a hobby, I forget about it and start a new one like a week later. So when anyone asks me what my hobbies are, I'm just like, I know, that's how I am. So, like, I think that, like, you eventually become satisfied with what you do out of a hobby. And, like, if a hobby's not for you, like, you move on. That's totally normal. I think that everybody, like, also thinks that, like, oh, like, I really want to do this thing. But then when they get into it, they like, subconsciously realize it's not for them, and so they get bored with it, right? But in your head, like, you have this image of yourself, like, I'm supposed to do this, this is who I'm supposed to be. But in actuality, if you don't enjoy it, like, in your heart, then you're not gonna do it, or like not make the time to do it. Keep looking for hobbies that you'll like consistently do, and like that you'll just be happier in life doing that. Find a hobby that you actually will continue to do. And like, don't beat yourself too much about like, oh, this one wasn't for her, like I didn't do this a lot, or, you know, anything like that. What the heck? Why is there... I want that to be there. Yeah. Is that not supposed to be there? Expression preceding parentheses of a parent call must be pointer to function type. Oh, I forgot. I can't just do regular math equations like this. I have to put, like, multiplication symbols and stuff. Lame. Okay, that fixed it. My old videos I made FNAF cards. Now it's just boring. I don't want to do it, but it feels like I have to. You don't have to do nothing, Shadow King. Do what makes you happy. You don't have to do nothing. Just if you don't find those things interesting, you find them boring, move on. You'll be better off for it. This is totally not gonna work. Let me see if it even runs. Nope. Where did it fail? Illegal break. You're an illegal break. Damn it. I send in all of the values and then I start running stuff. A break statement may not be used within a loop or a switch. Poo poo. Okay, so what do I do instead of that? Oops. Oh, I messed up. Oh, I goofed. I done goofed. I goofed. Let's do it right here. Count. No. Okay, so what do I do if that's the situation? Oh, I know what to do. I'm a dummy. I'm a dummy dumb. Here, we got this. Hey, I got some inspirational music playing in the background. Let me switch that. I don't like being inspired. Hi, Ethan. Right here. Okay, so now instead of being dumb, I am doing the smart thing. My coding is super inefficient. I know that I'm coding right now in front of you guys, but please don't don't belong me. Don't trust me to learn this stuff from me. Among Us is so fun. I'm having a blast. Dude, I'm glad you're having a blast. I can't wait for us to play together again, man. I'm so excited. I feel like that game, like, even though technically, like, we don't talk the majority of the time, we still have a good time. Alright, let's delete this one too. What did I write this for? Is it for the Y's? Oops. Sorry. Come on. Don't be like that. Don't be like that. It'll be more fun with voice chat than just text. Absolutely. It absolutely is fun with voice chat. To be honest with you, when we played before, it was a little difficult. It was just difficult, like, communicating between the text chat and the voice channels. I'm so used to, with my buddies and stuff when we play, I'm so used to doing the voice chat only. I'll be right here waiting for the code if you ever want to stream it again. All right, awesome, B. We'd love to have you in and play more Among Us with you. We'll definitely stream it again. Like, there's no doubt about that. We'll definitely play it again. It's just a matter of time and, like, finding the time. Here we go. Beautiful. I don't know why I have this here. To be completely fair and honest, I have no idea why this is here. Let me just make a mark of... Why the hecky is this... Oopsie. Is this here? I'll figure that out afterwards. Back to my operations. Let's see if it runs. Hey, baby, it runs. Okay, hang on. Let me find my values to input. Let's see what it does with this. Probably nothing, to be honest. Oh, it's not going to do anything because I don't have any output. It received it, but it doesn't have any output. Okay, give me a second. My end goal is to get it to look something either like this Or maybe something like this. Ooh, crap. Oh, interesting, new stuff. I don't know what that is. I'm not gonna mess with it though. Right now I'm designing a Halloween costume on my Minecraft skin. I think I'm a pretty good skin creator. I made my skin technically. I haven't played Minecraft in a little bit. I jumped into Kath Acro's server the other day just randomly. It was like, I don't know, like 11 at night, and I was like, I just finished some work and I was like, hey, let me just check this out and see like what's going on. I went in there, I left my house, and like the server is blown up. Like there's so much new stuff, and I'm like, this is wild. Like her server has really like grown. And like it blows me away. But you guys have done so much in there. You've like created so much stuff. It's fantastic. It makes me regret like not playing more, or like at least like collabing with everybody more, you know? Like I really miss being able to play like ESO with Lord Crisp and Kath Acro and stuff, and having streams like every what Wednesday and Saturday I think my schedule was before. And then school came and just wrecked all that, just destroyed it. But yeah, I hope I can get back to that soon, or at least just something similar. Because I just miss playing with you guys. And even past the content of like YouTube or whatever, like it was really interesting to have like a little community of like YouTubers and like people with shared interests get together and play video games. Like it was really fun. And then also like I realized that like even though I haven't been posting regularly and I've been like streaming a little bit more, my sub count has started to go up, or it's been going up a little, not consistently, it's just been going up slowly. I'm at like 92 subs now, dude. I'm almost to 100. That was my goal, and then I can delete my YouTube channel. Okay, first, okay, so it took the stuff. We'll actually see out the information though. I'm just gonna modify this. See out. Yeah. And then, no. Oh, this is more work than it is helpful. Hang on, let me just rewrite this code. I wanted to print out to the console my results, or the values for every single index. To be honest, I don't know if I should have used arrays here. Maybe arrays would have been a more elegant solution for this. I feel like even though I'm not doing the brute force equation, I'm still brute forcing it. Like even more so. Oh god, okay, hang on. Whoopsie. There we go. Let's see what it does. Oh, it failed. Why did you fail? R2.y. Why are you expecting a semicolon here? I'm switching to e-learning because I get really tired from school and don't want to do anything except watch YouTube and sleep. I think it depends on like your personality type if you're going to be good at online learning. I've always done like really well in online learning, in college at least, just because like I'm more self-motivated than I don't know, I wouldn't say the average. I think I'm decently motivated, and so like I do really well online classes and stuff. My little brother's been doing online classes and he's been doing really well with them, and it's because he can take his time and like get like one-on-one attention when he needs it. And so like that, in that way, I feel like sometimes the public school education like kind of fails kids sometimes, you know, like they would do better with one-on-one, but since they're like forced to be with a bunch of other kids, I see what I did wrong. It took me a second to see it. Ta-da! Let's run it. Paste in the result. That's not the result. But either way, Shadow King, I hope you do well with your e-learning. I think that, to be honest, like online learning is a big step forward for like society as a whole. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so this is row 1 and this is row 2. Inputted. Now, what happens is nothing. Nothing happens. Something naughty body happened. Okay, so it looks like the operations for the y and the result didn't work. It looks like the operations for x, row 1x and row 2x worked properly, but these y and result did not do anything. I gotta figure that out. Thanks, I hope I do good with it too. I do too, man. Education is important, and I think that like the public school education like really has a hard time showing kids how important your education is and like what kind of gateways it opens for you. And of course there's like all kinds of people that like, you know, they'll build their businesses or whatever. They'll build themselves without an education. You have like lots of stories like that. But at least in my opinion, like the fastest way to success, or how do I explain? Like if you have a goal in life and like you think to yourself, like what are my steps to that goal? A lot of times if your goal has anything to do with like a particular career, you need an education behind that. And so like sticking it out for that is important. And even like things like, oh, I want to be like a musician for a career or whatever. Like a lot of times you want to get into like collegiate type like musical productions or whatever. I don't even know. I mean like I'm obviously off the top of my head, but like you get a lot of connections through college and stuff. A lot of goals that people set for themselves, like it'll have to include school. And so like take it as seriously as you can, you know, while at the same time like just trying to learn who you are and what you enjoy. And sometimes, you know, like, hey, I'm not so good at English, let me focus like at least scrape by bare minimum English, and then like I'll be really good at math and science or something, or the complete opposite, and really try to think about like what you'll be happy doing, like something that'll be like fulfilling for you in the future, and like how to get there. I know it's a lot for like young people to take in. And especially like if you're not even old enough to like drink or drive or, you know, like make huge decisions for yourself, but like people are expecting you to like make a decision on your entire life, like, oh, this is going to be the career for the rest of my life. Don't fall into that trap. Like you can take as long as you need to like figure out what you need to do. I hope nobody's judging you. What the heck? What the hecky hecky? What the hecky decky? Something went wrong. Where did it go wrong? Let me figure out where it went wrong. So this will equal this divided by this. No, bad Elijah. I understand what went wrong. So what went wrong? So this value right here becomes 1. And then whenever I use it in this equation, this is 1, which will just equal this original value. Same with this. Ooga booga, ooga dooga booga booga. So what I'll do is X this version of it and put it down here. Fantastic. That should fix the problem. So you know, like in math, there's order of operations. There's basically the same thing in coding. Oh, fridge. I messed up. But it just like it reads from top to bottom. So the compiler will read from top to bottom. Basically, this line of code happens first, then this one, and then this one. Wow. Okay. Now onto something else. Onto this. This potentially will also not work because of the same reason. Let me just look in here real fast to see if there's any modifiers that would get messed up. No? Yes, right here. Yeah, so I'll have to take this and move it down here. And of course I messed up my comments doing that, but that's okay. Nobody needs to worry about that. Let's run it again and see what happens. No, bad coding. Stop. Behave. Come up here. Grab this. Copy paste. And paste in here. Let's go. Okay. I need a calculator for this. What have I done? Let me just write this down really fast so that I can like do the equation myself, or like know the result beforehand. So 8, 7, 38. Next is 3, -5. I keep accidentally reporting instead of venting, and it's giving me away. You're reporting on yourself. You know, that's a valid strategy though. You can definitely report on yourself, but don't do it too often, because then people will be like, this is like the third time this guy's reported on this, and nobody's seen him like any other place, and then they'll be like, oh, it's definitely Mr. No Ride. Are you playing on your phone still? So it's 7 divided by 8, and then 38 divided by 8, right? 3, -5, -1. Sorry, I'm just doing math. I'm on the computer right now. Maybe I should do the math on here. No, I can't. I have no idea. Well, no, I can do it with a notepad. You guys can see. You can see the math of the linear equation, I guess. It's not that difficult. Let's just do it in Paint. Okay, so basically, the matrix is this. 8. This is a lot harder than I thought it would be. 7, 38, right? That's the first row. Second row is 3, -5, -1. So here's my first matrix. Now, in linear algebra, I need to create a leading value. So my 8 here will be my leading value. It's top left. I need to turn this into a zero. The first thing I'm going to do is take row 1 and divide it by 8. Now, the reason I'm dividing row 1, this one right here, this is row 1, I'm dividing it by 8 so that this will turn into a 1. It basically makes my calculations later on more easy. These are going to turn into fractions, and that's okay. I'm all right with that because I really just want a value. So this will be a 1, a 7 divided by 8. I am doing this with a mouse, please forgive me. A 38 divided by 8. Now, whenever I get back to the program, it's going to be in decimal form. And I'll basically just have to finish this division and like get the decimal. Next is I need a -3 times R1 plus R2. Now, the reason I do this is so that I can turn this value into 0, which makes this a leading, they call it a pivot value, right? So just to do this math, it's going to look something like this. 1, 7 divided by 8. This first row doesn't change at all. I am just doing an operation to modify the second row. 38 divided by 8. This becomes 0 because 1 times -3 is -3 plus 3 is 0, right? Now this stuff right here is just going to be a little bit more complicated, so I'm going to put them in parentheses. It's -5 minus 7 times 3, -21 divided by 8. And that's this value right here, okay? Which is my y. Now this result is going to like follow the same principle. I'm going to put it in the parentheses. It's going to be -1 minus 38 times 3. Not doing that in my head. It's 114. So minus 114 divided by 8 as well. There you go. Math. Did it. I am on the computer right now. Oh, so you bought on the computer. That's cool. I think it's easier on the computer. It was easier on mobile, but I get ads on mobile. Yeah, I think... Do the ads on mobile kick you out of the game? Like when you have to watch them? Because that would suck. Okay, so technically I have to do this math so that I can get a 1 value. So... basically we'll get 40 over 8... minus 21 over 8. I hope my math is right. That would suck if it's not. It's 61 over 8, negative version. Okay. I guess I should just follow up and do this math as well. -8 over 8 minus 114 over 8. Oh. Come on, MS Paint, you can do better than this. This becomes -120 22? Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. See, I mean, I know all this advanced math, but I still count with my fingers. It's fine. No one cares. I think. I hope. So let me just rewrite this matrix so that it's easier to work with. 1, 7/8, 38 over 8, 0, negative 61 over 8. You know, I always used to complain about how my online math teachers would talk super slow, but I can understand why. Writing and talking at the same time is kind of difficult. Oh, I've got upbeat music again. Hang on, let me fix this. Nobody likes this. There we go. Okay, so next row operation is, since I'm going into echelon form, I need to make this new pivot value in the second row. I need to make this a 1 as well. So the easy way to do that is to multiply it by its inverse. So we'll do a negative 8 over 61 times, well, I guess you guys might be used to like seeing an x, or, well, I'm just gonna do it the way I know it, R2. Okay? And this will change into something else, something new entirely. 1, 7, 8, and then 38 over 8, 0, 1, and then whatever this monstrosity is going to end up being. Jesus, man. 122 times 8. Oh no. We're about to have a crazy number here. 976, positive. Divide that by 61 times 8. 488. Oh, you know what I just noticed? The 8s cancel out. Yeah, let me just simplify this. Sorry. It's much easier to do it this way. So it would be positive 122 over 61. There we go. Math. All right, so this is my echelon form, non-reduced. But I think this is what I should be seeing inside of my results here. No, it's not. It's something similar, but it's not exactly what I want. Where did I end my code? Let's just go in here and see where I ended my code. So, let's take this input and start putting it into the operations here. Excuse me. So row 1 divided by 4. Okay, it does that. Now, 7 times row 1 plus 2. It would do that. And then I would take row 2 and divide it by its y value. Okay, so that's where I ended. My God. I can see why they wanted me to do brute force. Because this is a pain in the booty hole. Right, so the new R2y, R2.y will equal R2.y divided by itself, which will give me 1, 2.y, and then R2.y, dot result will equal R2 dot results, R2 dot results also divided by R2 of y. Now I've learned that we can't modify the R2 value of y before we modify the other parts, so it goes from right to left this time. Let's plug this in and see what we get. 1 0.875, 0.475, 0, 1, and 2. Is that correct? Holy moly cannoli. Let's see what we got, baby. Let's test this first. 122 divided by 61. That is 2. Oh my goodness gracious. Gravy. That's a 2. I think that I actually finished. 7 divided by 8 is equal to 875. Wow. Hi, B. Welcome back. I'm almost done. We went into serious depth with matrices, found the results, and now we're comparing our coding result to that. Though I know it might not have any like relevance to you, but I'm pretty happy with the fact that my code does what it's supposed to do. Okay. Fantastic. So, turns out, this does exactly what it's supposed to do. I don't know if it accounts for every single situation, though. And it's kind of crazy that this is the... like, this is all the code to do, like, the simple linear algebra that I know. Math is crazy. Alright. Now... oh, cool. All I heard was gibberish, but cool. Yes, that's fair. Understandable. I'm just about done, though, so you guys won't have to deal with me gibbering on about this for much longer. Okay, I'm gonna test it, though. We're gonna test it inside of the other ID that I have to use for the class, and we're gonna see if it works. Give me a second. I don't think I can show the other IDE. Just because I paid for it, so I think it would be against like terms and services for me to show it off. Oh, I realized what happened. Okay, hang on. Oh no, it failed completely, miserably. Holy cow. So 1x would be 3 and y would be 2. Hang on a second. So does that mean I did my linear algebra wrong? Let me get back in here and take a look. Does 38... no, 38 comes out to what I thought it did. Oh, of course, I have to continue. Whoopsie. So this is just echelon form, which I actually got right here. I got echelon form. But the next step in the algorithm is to go into something called reduced echelon form, where basically you turn this into a 0, and this happens to modify this. So let's do that. Let's go reduced echelon form. Okay, so next, let's say, I believe this is echelon form right here. Form, and then let's do reduced echelon form. All right. Let me just make sure that this is cool. Yep, everything's cool. I know you guys, I know that this has like no importance to you, the coding or whatever, but I do appreciate you guys just sitting here and like hanging out with me. It is kind of nice, even though like it means a lot just to have somebody, like, to know that somebody's there. Next, so this will be row 1 dot y will equal row 1 dot y divided by, no, hang on a second, what will it be? So basically the objective, or the new equation that I have to do is, oh, the negative version of 7 over 8 times row 2 plus 1. So this will result in this becoming 0, and then the 14 over 8 will have to be added to this. Or negative 14 over 8 will have to be added there. So that's what I'm doing. So let me just write a note of what I'm doing. cuckoo, it's R2 dot Y times R2 plus R1 of Y. Oh, R1, just R1 in general. There we go. Okay, so that becomes this. R2 of Y equals that. Becomes R2 of Y. What the hell? What is that? What is 8 supposed to be? Oh, I understand what I did. Nope, I made an oopsie. It's R1 of Y times R2 plus blink. Yes, that's better. It's always the inverse as well. Times R2 of Y. These maths are hurting my brain. I got a message on my phonezies. Hang on. Let's go ahead and close this up. And then add this to R1 of Y. We're gonna see if that works. Okay, just an old friend. So let's just reiterate here. Let's take R1 of Y is gonna be modified. The way it's gonna be modified is by multiplying the negative version of R1 of Y, good, times the value of R2, which currently is 1. And then adding that to RY of 1, which is going to equal to 0. I could have technically just said R1.y is equal to 0, but I need this equation to continue the next part, which is going to be the result. R1 of result is going to be equal to the negative version of that times R2 result plus R1 of result. Great. This should give me reduced echelon form. Let's plug it in. Copy, run. No, don't fail. Don't do this to me. What have you done? Oh, here it is. 1 0 3 0 1 2. Ah, yes. Okay, so basically what this is saying is x is equal to 3, y is equal to 2, which is the correct result. Nice. Fantastic. So that lets me do some other stuff. I can print this to my other IDE and get good results. Reduced echelon form. Beautiful. I really hope that since I didn't do technically the correct lab, and I kind of did my own thing, that I won't get failed for this, because technically this is a ton more work than brute force. All right, nice. So what it wants me to do is print result and result. So I'll come here. Wait, no, sorry. I'll come. Where the hell do I go? Oh, right here. This is where I go. So we're gonna console out this result, space, and console out this other result. I did it wrong. I did it right now. And then we'll inline like that. Beautiful. Let's see if I pass the test. Submit for grading. Okay, good news. I got 6 out of the 10 points, but I'm missing something on no solution. So let me just rewrite these to be exactly the right output. What it wants is exactly no solution on both of these. Now, one other issue that I ran into is that somehow this matrix has no solution, so we have another matrix that we need to like run a test for and like see what's wrong with it. So the matrix is 5, 2, 3, and 4, 2, 9. So here are my values. Let's see why those fail in particular, so that we can get a. You know when you are dead and they can't figure out who killed you? It triggers me. I almost feel betrayed. That's true. I hate trusting somebody. Like, I'll follow somebody around and I'll be like, oh, I definitely trust this person. And then they'll murder me and I'll be like, okay, they know I was running around with this person. They should be able to figure this out. That person murdered me. And they never do. It is kind of frustrating. All right, let's get into the matrix. Let's go new. Don't save. 5, 2, 3, 4, 2, 9. All right. So basically, R1 divided by 5, right? That will result in 1, 2 divided by 5, 3 divided by 5. Great. 4, 2, 9. Now, negative 4, R1 plus R2. Let's see what we get. We're going to get 1, 2/5, 3/5, 0. 2, so 2 times 4 is 8, so negative 8/5, so it's going to be something like this. 2 minus 8/5, which is a fraction. I hate these. So then 10 over 5 minus 8 becomes, again, 2 over 5. Great. That's the result for row 2y. Next is 3 times 4 is 12, so it's going to be 9 minus 12/5. Right? Now, 9 times 5, 45 over 5 minus 12/5. So 45 minus 12, I don't know, 33. 33 over 5, that is the result of the row 2 for right now. Okie doke. I don't feel like rewriting this, so I will just write the next operation, which is going to be row 2. Oh, crap. It's going to be 5 over 2 times row 2. This is going to result in this turning into 1. So what we're going to have is 1, 2, 5, 3, 5. So everything is working out like pretty standard right now. 1. What's 33? It's going to be 33 over 2. So 33 over 2. Great. Ow, my hand hurts. Why does that hurt? Next operation is going to be negative 2/5. Ooh, come on. Times R2 plus R1. That is so horrible. I don't know. I don't think you guys can read that. Let me try that one more time. Delete. All right, let's try one more time. It's going to be 2/5 R2 plus R1. Negative. Sorry. So this is going to result in the reduced echelon form. 0, 1. Now, negative 2 cancels out, so I'll get, oh crap, hang on. So we'll have 33 here. This is for sure. 33 over 2 is going to be here. It's going to be, what is it going to be? Negative 33 over 5 plus 3/5, which this results in, oh, just negative 30 over 5, right? Which also equals just negative, wait, hold on, it's negative 6. Okay. This is, oops, shoot, negative 6 right there. Bing bang. So that means x1 equals negative 6, or well, x, just regular x, and y equals 33 over 2. My handwriting is so bad with paint. Let's try again. 33 over 2. Fantastic. Now, what is 33 over 2? 16.5, I think? Yep. So that's what I got here, but it's supposed to be no solution. Naughty. Bad. Why is it no solution? That makes no sense. So the other ID is saying that this matrix is supposed to result in a no solution. Let me read the instructions and see why it is the way it is. You can assume that two equations have no more than one solution. Well, that's just no free variables is what that comes out to. These are row swaps. It looks like those weren't necessary whatsoever. Does it want me not to use decimals? Is it only want integers? Use brute force to find an integer solution. So no, what's the answer? No doubles, actually. So that is not good. So how do I change my code to not receive doubles, or to, if it gets double results, to say no solution? That's kind of dumb, because fractions are just as valid as integers. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is, if the result has a decimal point, so how do I do a check for decimal points? Interesting. Decimal points. What are decimals? So if it's a double, okay, so what I can do, so this is kind of a workaround. I can take the result and I can truncate it, which means, or I can round it up. I think truncation is the better term. So basically I can just take the thing that's not a part of the decimal and subtract it from itself. And if it happens to be greater than 0 or less than 0, not exactly equal to 0, then that will tell me that there's a decimal point. That's an okay check, I think. So if R2, oh poop. Can I do that in here? R2 dot result minus integer. So I'll call it as an integer int R2 dot result is not equal to 0. So this will have a decimal. If I subtract the decimal and it doesn't equal to 0. Oh, wait. Sorry. This will have a decimal. If I subtract just the non-decimal portion of the answer and it doesn't equal to 0, it will be inconsistent. All right, there we go. Problem solved. Bing dong, bing bong. We'll go with this. The same check will have to be done for the other thingy dingy. Give me a second. Yeah, the same thing will have to be done for the first row. So if the first row also has a decimal place, that's naughty, and we don't want that. Let's go ahead and take this as our entered value. 5, 2, 3, 4, 2, 9. Copy. This will give me a result that's a decimal place. Paste, enter. No solution, no solution. Fantastic. Wait a second. That's not good. It shouldn't have printed twice. if R1 result minus what do I do? Okay, so the problem here, so let's take -6 for example. So I start with -6. If I subtract -6, it should have resulted in a positive. Interesting. Should I add an eye patch to my pirate skin? For sure. Yes. You add a peg leg and a hook hand. You gotta. It's all that stuff. If you're gonna be a pirate, you go all the way. I need to make a Minecraft Halloween skin. That'd be fun. No solution, no solution. Dang it. That shouldn't have happened. It shouldn't have resulted in a no solution for the first... Okay, so what I'm going to tell it to do is tell me what the outputs are so that I can troubleshoot them. I want to know what this is. Right here. And then copy paste that. And then I want you to do the same thing, please. Beautiful. Now tell me, what did I do wrong? Oh, merciful computer person inside my computer, tell me. How are you getting this answer? What is going on? What is happening? So the results are -6. Result number 1 gives me... This is a very naughty number. I don't know what happened. This makes sense. It gives me 0.5. Now you, what the heck? That's not a good check for decimal. I'll have to try something else. How to check for floating point values. Floating point values. C++. None of this seems very helpful, to be completely fair. I feel like my thing is right. I'm kind of baffled by this right here. Is it... I don't know what it is. That's for sure incorrect. Now, one other thing that it's going to fail for sure is that, hey, say both of these are decimals, it's going to print no solution twice. So I think I might just want to print no solution with the first thing and then like break maybe? Or end? Return. It's going to be return. Return 0. If it finds that there's no solution at all, ever, return 0. That makes the most logical sense. Just in the code as soon as you find that there's no way to continue. And then if you get here, you just resolve normally. But the interesting thing is that I'm getting a very strange number for this right here. So do I start with integer and then subtract? Maybe let's try the opposite direction. Or maybe I need to use cast, which is another thing that I have not learned, which I really should know by now. Run. All right, in you go, baby. Still a very strange number. Where is it getting this? Computer gods, please tell me what's just the meaning of this. All right, so what I'm gonna do is have it tell me even more stuff because it's giving me some very strange results. So we're gonna do count the integer version of result 1. R1 dot result. All right, I want this, right? Now what? We're gonna go minus right here. B, once you make your skin, you should post it in the Discord so everybody can see it. I'm interested to see it. and then R1 dot result right here. The regular version with the decimal, blah, 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 so on and so forth. And then tell it to say equals whatever, no solution, close, run. Oh my goodness gracious. So it says 6, -6 minus -6 equals this, which is totally wrong. Computer, you're very bad. Oh, good idea. Yes, it is a good idea. Now, last time I checked, -6, right? I've got -6 minus a -6. Ah, wait. No. Negatives? Dang it. 6? No. Okay. 6 negative minus 6 negative equals 0. Now, computer, tell me why. You are giving me the result -1.77636 to the 15th. I don't understand. No, what? This is so wrong. This is very wrong. It should be easy. It should be 0. What's going on here? Am I going crazy? I'm not. This is right. This is, I did my math right. And I for sure have to have this here, because it needs to check for decimal places. Oh, booty buster, what's going on? X out of here. Is it... Can I do non-variable types? Oh no, I should technically be able to subtract. No. Ugh. Because I need to truncate them. So how do I truncate? Oh, okay, let's see what happens if I do this. I'm hoping that'll give me a 0. Oh god. Ta-da. This resulted in 0. Ooh, what do I do? Can I do that weird solution that I had before? Why is subtracting giving me a weird result? Okay, how about this? Let's find that result and search the internet to see if the internet has anything to say. Because the internet is our friend. Alright, so this is the result. Now let's take this to the internet and be like, hey internet, you got any reason why this is doing this? Why is subtracting okay, my result should be 0, but I get a non-zero answer. C++. Idiomatic way to check for non-zeros. If num equals 0, if not num. When I wish to check if the value is 0, C blah 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 is indivisible. Oh, there's so many ways. I know that there's a way to do modulos and figure this out, but I guess I have to think of it. So, no, this is literally it. I'm just hitting a wall. Why am I hitting a wall here? Is it because I'm like using a double? So like a double minus an integer results in a double. The computer's just being wacky, I think. Let me go ahead and copy and paste this into the other IDE and see what it does. Maybe it'll just, it'll fix itself. once I get it in here. Or potentially no. Nope, still gave me a no solution for this. It gave me a no solution for the wrong thing. I just group killed and got away with it. Ah, Mr. Noride, good job. That's what I like to hear, buddy. I just won us the game by group killing. Ah, Mr. Noride, you've come so far. Now I'll have to test your skills in the war zone. we'll have to play a game together. So this has obviously worked well for like viewing it, but this test right here is messing up my actual like positive test. So technically R1 result passed the test. It's a valid result. R2 doesn't pass that test, and in that situation, this right here works perfect. The issue is that whenever I put a valid value into this test, for whatever reason, it fails. Like it's not supposed to fail. Like that's it's supposed to be like the pass, you know? So what's another way I can check for decimals? How to check for decimals in C++. Is there any clever way or very simple way to find out how many decimals that number has, or if it has a decimal at all? I would literally think just subtracting it from itself. Checking for decimal with modulo C++. Modulo of two floats or double numbers. Check whether a float number contains a decimal or not. There we go. How can I check whether a float number contains a decimal and not? I want to know the number is round or not. How can I do that in a program? If num blah 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 is not 0, do something. Okay, let's test that. If r1 dot result modulo 1 does not equal 0, do this stuff. Copy. I will pasta paste a here and say r of 2. Let's see if that works. Oh crap, wait, I'm fine. I failed. What has happened? What's wrong? What's wrong with you? Local variable R2 must have an integral or unscoped enum type. Have I made an oopsie? Okay, let me read my errors. Module illegal. Left operand has to be a double. Has type double. Yeah, and? What do you want? What of it? Am I not allowed to modulo doubles? Oh. You gotta be joking me. Can I double the 1 and, you know, have that be okay? You goofy goober. Am I not allowed to double 1 or modulo doubles? Who in the hell said that was a law? Expression must have integral or unscoped enum value. You failed me. Yeah, failing here. This should have been able to do what I want it to do. Am I failing somewhere else? Is that a possibility? Expression must have integral or unscoped. It is straight up messing me up. Hang on. Let me just come up here and check. Row. Okay, so here's my rows. I don't have any row functions or anything like that, so that's fine. Oh, I feel like I'm so close to figuring this out, and I'm just like getting tripped up on the very last thing, on the very last check. I don't understand why you're giving me this issue. Can I use modulos on... Can I use modulo on double values? If either or both operands of the mod have a double, then evaluate produce the remainder. This kind of mod operator does not exist in C++, where the mod operator only works with... Okay. The evaluated result is a double value. Can't use modulus on doubles. Here's the code. Fmod. Ooh, fantastic. Standard Fmod. Okay, I am looking for a different function. I sure hope Fmod is not a part of any like math library or anything, because I don't think I can use that. What are you part of? You're part of CMath. Can I put in CMath? Fudgy fudge. Okay, how about this? I'm gonna add CMath. And see if it works, because if it works, CMath. That's what I want. Thank you. Is that right? Yep. Okay. So the way to use CMath is Fmod, right? We're gonna do the first value, which is my result, and we're gonna modulo it by 1, and if it happens to not equal to 0, I'm in insert mode. Nope, we're good. Oh, so many issues. Fmod. I'm learning so much by failing. All right, baby, let's see if this works. Inputsies. The tootsies. Oh my goodness gracious, gravy goodness. Okay, it's still giving me this for some very odd reason. Oh wait, no it's not. Or yes it is. I'm not happy with this. So we'll actually do the math here and see what the Fmod results in. All right, let's go again. Excuse me. Yeah, for whatever reason, even the Fmod is giving me this value for some reason. Let's see what Fmod really does. If x is plus or minus 0 and y is not 0, plus or minus 0 is returned. How is this even possible? There's gotta be some sort of if you only care about 2 decimals, get a remainder by computing bool has decimals equals int, round, blah blah blah. No, I don't like that. You could do this. Float if blah blah blah. If int num float minus in parts if it doesn't equal 0. See, I feel like that's what I did. All right, so let's put all that stuff in here. So we'll do, again, we'll start with R2, or no, R1 dot result. Okay, that's the regular decimal version, and we're gonna do F version of this. So here's my floater, my float variable. I'm hoping that that works. Minus the int version of it. So R1 dot result I think I did this backwards, man. We're gonna put this here. We're gonna put an int here. Is this all wrong? F is unidentified. R1 local variable expression preceding parentheses of an apparent call must be pointer to function. Oh, so many errors. It's my parentheses. Got me messed up. Yep, right here. Error. Take that out. That should fix everything. Nope, didn't fix anything. Float. Maybe these are in the wrong spot. Let me put them in front, because they're typically in front. Yeah, that fixed it. Maybe it's just an IDE thing, I think. So many weird things with this. My phone went off again. It's almost 9. Let's see what I got. Reddit posts. Don't need those right now. What I need are answers. Copy. Paste. Answer. 0.5. No solution. Fantastic. Okay, that fixed it. Interesting. So there's some interesting behaviors with doubles, apparently, with the subtraction and whatever. I don't claim to know exactly what those things are, but I will just assume that subtraction between float and integers is better than integers and doubles. Maybe I should have doubled like the 0 value first, potentially. So like keep it, like integer it, then double it again, so that like the double, there we go, beautiful. All right, let's paste this into my other IDE, see how it goes. Keep in mind, this is only one lab. I think I have three different labs to do for this, like, grading period. I still fail. Oh, it's because I'm printing out weird stuff. Okay, I got it. I don't want to print out all this junk. I just want to print this out right here. Beautiful. Yes. Okay, let's come back and paste this into there. And we should be A-okay. Sorry, I'm just checking to make sure it works. I failed again. What the heck? How am I still failing? Why is it printing out those things? It should not be printing out that stuff. Let me copy and paste one more time. Maybe I made oopsie. Oh, I don't need CMath. I fixed that. Sorry, I definitely don't need that. I'll get in trouble for adding libraries to a lab that doesn't use them. Paste, grade. What? What? Now what? Where's that? Why would it be printing something like that right now? It's printing it here? Is this it? Is this what's going on? Going down? No, that I need that. Oh, I understand. I actually want this part to be below everything. So like it'll run all my tests, say, hey, these are invalid, blah blah blah, and if it passes all of these tests, it then will print. It will then print the result in my IDE. I had it before some of the tests, so the test would run, print, like technically the result, like the invalid result. Good. Googly moogly. I need to put breaks in here again. Aquí está. Return 0. See, I told you, B. I make so many mistakes. It's totally okay. You just fix them when you see them. Ta-da. Just finished the skin. Okay, cool. If you post it in the Discord, I'll look at it. Where is it? Where the heck is it? No? Post it to Cathacros. Should be here. We'll see it whenever she posts it. And then this should be working now. Still fail. Oh, no solution has a... Okay, I can fix this right here. And then I'll call it a night. Perfect. 10 out of 10. All right, I fixed it. Everything's working. All right, that's it. That's this is the opposition to brute force equation solver. I did not solve the brute force equation. I actually went and did all the math for this matrix. I hope I don't get in trouble. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be calling it here and working on some other stuff. Anyways, if you guys have any suggestions or anything, I haven't posted it yet. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know. We need to get an Among Us game going pretty soon. And that should be it for the night. I hope you guys had a good one or enjoyed watching me struggle through this coding project. I'll be seeing you in the next one. Okay, bye guys, bye. Bye Shadow King. Bye.